Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's game two between our fellow Emnuu and Shape, and I'm joined, as always, on this cast by my two really good friends, Mr. Gautam Vark and Mr. Karthik Gopal.
Hey, this is K to the KK. Kuski, hi. Okay, that was a
Kusky,
horrible
wow.
Yeah, I think that was a horrible intro. Anyway, this is game two. We just saw game one, and we had run over a couple of points where the Zerg shouldn't have double expanded, and I don't think he'll have the opportunity to do it in this map unless he's like walking across planets. So hopefully, we won't see a double expand. We do see Protoss on the top, going for the 9 pylon scout, and the Zerg actually does that extractor trick kind of thing, and he tries to get a population. I don't know. I think he's probably going to get speed earlier this time and go into 3 gates. What do you think, Gautam?
Well, so far it looks
Gautam.
pretty standard. Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, good. Well, so far everything is pretty standard. Nothing out of the ordinary. He's getting his 3 drones when his overload just popped. We'll see what he does. Clearly, okay, we know he's a Bronze League player, and I think for a Bronze League player, he's pretty good. And on the other side, we have Protoss, who's Diamond. So we're not gonna actually, as you said before, we're not gonna critique on what's going on. We're just gonna go on overall. We're gonna help the Zerg out in this game. Okay, we'll see if we can point out some things for him and see if it helps him overall. So Akshat will take it away from here.
Well, I actually feel that being a person who plays Protoss most of the time, I think that this is going to be an interesting matchup. The difference between them is not the difference between a diamond and a bronze. I see Shape just going for a double gas before his cybernetic, which is an interesting straight-off play which says this is going to be Blink Stalkers, and I would venture to say maybe Stalkers with Sentries, and that's the play which is going to be. The thing is, how will Zerg react? And you see, he's already got his spawning pool down. It's just finished. It's something that he's moving towards. So I actually think that our dear Emnuu is going to go and give a good account of himself.
I'm actually not sure because Protoss player took the gas, dual gas quite fast, but he put the probes really late.
It was because of the last game, actually, because he took our guy, Zerg guy,
Stole the gas.
Stole the gas. He didn't want that, so he just took the gas early, so he just wanted to avoid. Another pointer for Zerg player here is that he can actually keep his drone alive up to 4 minutes and 50 seconds in game. There's nothing a Protoss player can do, and it's a high recommended. You can even put him on patrol. He could just keep running around. The Zealot is never going to catch him. So you can actually annoy him. If you're doing something weird, you can find out he's not putting down his tech. So my recommendation would be to leave that probe inside his base up to 4 minutes at least. So what do you guys think?
That's a very good suggestion, and I think all of us, even at Diamond, forget to go just put the probe in or the drone into a pilot sequence. That holding pattern gives you so much visibility, and even if you are playing against Terran, even with the Marine there, you still get about 3.5 to 4 minutes of great sighting, which is basically the start, which lets you know what's really happening in the game.
Again, so it's highly recommended against Protoss. Against Protoss, I highly recommend leaving.
Dude, I heard you the first
time.
You
tell me, Kate. Listen, tell me, Kate. Tell me when does your first Sentry or Stalker comes out? At what time does it come out if you're doing a normal play like this?
Yeah, you're right. See, about 4 minutes is when usually you'd get the first Stalker if you're getting Stalker. But generally what happens here is, he actually slipped in the drone to the Protoss base. And now technically he can check the gases and find out, but he's already seen the sentry, so he knows what the gas was used for. The problem is if you don't, your point is extremely vital, because if you don't send the drone out and he saw that he's taken dual gas, it could be DTs, it could be void ray rushes, It could be Stalker Sentry. It could be Stalker Sentry or Blink Stalker. Basically, the Zerg has no idea, so it's extremely important, like you said, to keep the drone alive and to make sure that they understand what the Protoss is up to, because Zerg, as we all know, is probably the most reactive race, I guess. The problem is, even being a diamond level player, Shape has stopped his pro production for a very long time, which he didn't have to do. He could have saturated his main base and then transferred. What do you think, Akshat?
I think that this is. I still believe that these guys are going to give a good account of each other, and with the game just 6 minutes 59 seconds into this entire sequence, I believe that this game is going to go about 15-20 minutes. It is something that will develop as a game where the Protoss will. I think the Protoss is. I feel he's going to win, and he's going to win because he knows his basic mechanics of expansion timings, of unit composition, and even micro of force fields going to be really strong. You just see that the robotics is going to come. I'd venture that there are going to be a couple of stalkers in this game before the 12-minute mark is over. Colossi in the game before the 12-minute mark is over.
Hey Gautam, I noticed that he's getting both the Hydralisk research and the Roach research, and he's got an evolution chamber which is getting the missile research. Do you think Zerg technically can afford all of these things?
He can't be affording. The thing is, he's spending a lot of money on research right now. If you look at his army count, well, actually now he's just built something. He's at 500. The thing is, he could, knowing the fact that the Protoss is doing his sentry expand, he can either choose to get his third base right away, or he can choose to just drone up. I think he has done neither of them, and he's decided to spend all his minerals into upgrades and getting Hydralisks. I don't know why exactly he's going Hydralisk right now. He's even got. I think he should go scout first before picking Hydralisk. But if he's going, like for example, in this case, he has put down robotics way. Hydralisk are useless. His creep spread could be better. I think, you know what, but still, as a bronze level player, I think he's doing pretty well. He's breaking the rocks, he's expanding now, so he's on the mark. I think he's just going to be behind in macro, which is really important for Zerg. So he's just crossed Protoss probe number by just now. He's gone to 49 by 42, which is not recommended.
Which is strange,
he should be
right?
ahead the whole time.
Exactly,
and it's also really ahead.
Exactly, you're looking at a diamond versus a bronze level player, so technically, you'd expect a huge difference in worker count, which actually just happened at post the 10-minute mark, right, Akshat?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, I do believe that these guys are. I just feel bad for the Zerg right now. I'm so sorry. I think the lack of scouting, and there's the reason why people say mechanics, and it might be a complicated concept, but I believe mechanics is this. Mechanics is knowing at what time the other guy can go and build certain amounts of information. So you see, this is about 10:46. You see, this is the second Phoenix, hallucinated Phoenix, which is traveling around, and you have on the other hand, you have Overseer sitting at the top right. He's never scouted anything, and if you look at the vision of the players, he has no idea about the development of the robotics, the extended thermal lance, that the fact the first Colossi is just about to come out, and he's just going so heavy on units that will be owned by Colossi. Just gateway units, not gateway, basic tier 1 units, the Hydralisks and the Roaches. And I think it's really important at this level to go and say the power of scouting is enormous. Send in that sacrificial overlord, go find out what is happening, because Zerg needs to react, and there is no way the Zerg is reacting. He's just guessing what's going to happen, and he's going to get massacred.
What time
Blind
are you at
reaction is
right
not
now?
going to help him. Yeah, let's share our time. I'm at 13:35, 36.
I'm at 12:20.
Yeah,
And,
exactly. Even I'm at about 13:40 right now. So Akshat, you're basically behind.
Well, yeah, I think this is just because we are trying to go and cast simultaneously across different things on a replay, and we have to figure that part out.
Yeah, I think we have to take like the
So I'm
state
not going to
lag.
stop. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop the replay right now, and we just continue talking about it. And if we can go and synchronize to about 12 minutes, 45 seconds to about 13 minutes right now on my mark, we can all continue talking, and I'll keep talking while that's happening. So what we see right now is Zerg's got 3 bases, which is good. A 12-minute Zerg with 2 bases, and but the problem is on the other side you see that the Protoss has started moving forward. He's taking his rocks out from his side, and that army, that ball, that Protoss ball is just starting to come into the base.
I'm basically quiet because I have no idea what time you are on right now. So
I'm at about 13. I'm at 13:45, and why don't one of you put it at 13:45 and start talking now?
actually,
Okay,
I'm at 14 exactly. Okay. So again, let's look at the army composition at 14 minutes. Zerg is actually ahead in army comp. He has, let's have his units. He has about 14 Hydralisks, 16 Roaches, 5 Corruptors. He actually has scouted the Colossi, so he knows that he needs. So he's reacting, I think, at this point pretty well. He's reacting to the situation pretty well. He has some Zerglings poking around. And the thing is, he is going to be ahead in army as of right now. I'm just going to see if he can react to that. If he can, I think he's going to reach 200 before Protoss. I don't know if they're going to wait till 200, but I think the Zerg can always take advantage of having an extra army than the Protoss and attack him in his base. And by the time he comes out, he can have his own army built by then. So, Cage, have you caught up with the time?
yeah,
15:20 right now?
15:20. Yeah, okay. So I'm a little bit ahead, but that's fine. I think the problem here the Zerg should have done was probably scouted a lot earlier, and he could have changed his composition, because this is just a brutal combination for Protoss to get, and this perfectly counters exactly what the Zerg is having. And if you get the critical mass for Protoss is to get 2 Colossi with range timing, and to then get about 4 or 5 Colossi. Once you get that, you probably
Well, there's a little Zergling run by on the first base of the Protoss. One cannon's gone, the second cannon's gone, and this is interesting. Let's see whether these 7 Zerglings can actually get anything except die.
Which they have. Alright, so let's look at the upgrades now. Protoss does have ground level 1, and he has 1-1 pretty much. And looking at Zerg's side, he has only 1. He only has +1 attack. On air, he is 0-0.
see Shape actually sent
tab.
2 Zealots to do the same thing that the Zerglings were doing at the bottom of the base, and he actually, if you look at the Zealots, they have 4 and 6 kills. They kill 6 drones. Now the Hydralisks wipe them. So yeah, sorry, I totally stole the mic there, Gautam.
That's okay.
But
You know what?
that was really relevant. We guys didn't catch that at all.
Yeah, I think
We're on
I
completely
think
different times.
yeah, we're probably on different yeah, but you know, actually,
No,
if
but
you
I'm
yeah,
good.
like if you actually
I'm good. I'm on the same time as you.
see as me or as Gautam, as me.
As you.
Cool. Yeah, so I
Does-
think
can anyone
if you
see
look at this, actually,
DTs?
this is a very good Zerg army. No, we can't. Gautam. Okay, now I do. Now I see 2 DTs coming along the path. Wow. Actually, I'm very impressed with the way the Zerg is playing. I didn't play this good when I was in bronze, and
That's
this guy
exactly
is
what I
definitely.
told you guys.
Yeah, this. I
He has
mean,
serious
this guy has the perfect. Yeah, exactly. He has the perfect army composition. He's getting the upgrades. He's even got an overseer in his army to prevent DTs, which he scouted. which I think is really, he's doing all the right things, and the only reason why he's probably failing is because his mechanics. He's about 1,900 minerals right now, and that's all of that. If that was converted to an army or another expansion, I'd say the Zerg would actually take this game. But here comes the death ball, which is not really a death ball, but 4 Colossus against Zerg is just brutal, man. It's just very brutal.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, if this is a death ball, and the reason is for a better, more micro-capable Zerg, this would have been a tough fight with a. This is where you'll see the difference, I believe, between bronze and a diamond. It's just going to be the micro. I think the placement of the force fields will be really important. I think placement of the colossi at the back is going to be really important.
Yeah, actually, if you fight here, you shouldn't fight at the choke first thing. And also, the problem is the Zerg doesn't have burrow, which is extremely vital to go or meander around the force fields. And now, fuck, this is just brutal. All he's gonna do is bang in, and he's actually doing a good job. If he had pulled back the force fields, I think he would have actually.
Well, it's really interesting right now that that is nearly at the end of this. It's 18:45 into the game, and all you see is this big confrontation coming. The death ball comes down from the top, and the Zerg ball comes up from the bottom, and it's just about to be there. I would recommend that I'd really need all of us to go and co-cast this in the last final dying moments. It's 19 minutes 15 seconds, and I would ask Gautam to say, what do you think about the Zerg?
Zerg, wow, he's done a really good army comp. His corruptors are taking out the colossi, but there's a lot of sentries back here. The force fields are amazing, of course. He had all the energy saved up for like 1 million force fields, but again, yeah, this was never gonna end well for Zerg. And there you go, more DTs have spawned in, and I would say this is a pretty GG movement. Look at the drone count compared to the probe count. That would be a big reason why he's losing. And there's 2 DTs sitting in the main. This is not pretty, but I still think Zerg player has a lot of potential. Even bringing that big army down to whatever size it's left with, the Zerg player did pretty well.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Emnuu being the next chosen Zerg, dude. Gautam, you better watch out. This guy's coming at you. He's gonna get you, dude.
Yes, of course they're all gonna come for the Zerg player, right? No one's gonna touch the Protoss.
Hate Protoss. See? Wow. Game.
Don't worry, I will personally take some time to coach him a bit, and I'll get Nachigate too. Of course, the best Zerg.
I think that this goes to show, I think we are very proud of the way Zerg has gone and demonstrated his capabilities to play this game.
I think he's done a great job, and good job, Emnuu. Even if this is probably his first tournament, so considering the nerves and stuff that he's probably at, and also facing a diamond level player, I'm sure that he's put up a great fight, and I think he's done a great job. And this was actually a very interesting game to watch, specifically because we know the background of the players, and it's considering the amount of effort he must have put in, it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I like his parting thing. It's the first time. I think it's just how the entire 3 races have been planned out by Blizzard, and they get like hats off for this. Zerg hate Protoss, Protoss hate Terran, Terran hates
That's true. Terran is probably the worst race to play against, but yeah, they're like outliers, they're the humans after all. At least the Protoss and Zerg are like aliens. They have something in common.
So, thanks so much, guys, and I see you guys next time.
Awesome.